So the future of marriage. This is a question that's been on the minds of a lot of researchers recently because in the United States in particular and in Western cultures, there has been a decline in the marriage rate, which also means that there's been a decline in the birth rate. Even though where we are with marriage today is that people are waiting longer to get married because we live longer, so there's no reason to rush to the altar. And also, people are having kids outside of marriage. It's a lot more common in single-parent homes. And then we're also living together before we get married, if we get married at all. So, as we move into the future, a lot of people have been looking at, what constitutes a healthy marriage, because we still have a high divorce rate. So, what are people doing right in marriage? And really, especially when you think about homosexual couples who have kids and those kids are turning out fine, do we really need these kinds of traditional coupling within marriage, within this religious institution? And a lot of people are starting to think that the answer is no. To me, technology has completely revolutionized the dating scene and marriage as well, because now you have instant ways to connect with people, namely through online dating, of course. And people have wondered whether or not online dating works. It seemed kooky at first. You're gonna go on, you're gonna meet these people, and meet up in real life and see if it works. People were very skeptical. Obviously now, online dating's totally fine and totally acceptable, and now becoming the standard way that people are meeting and getting together and then tying the knot. So, my question for you, viewer, if I can ask questions of the viewer, is whether or not computers, the kind of compatibility that we're finding through online dating, being able to match people down to very specific interest, will lead to longer-term unions in the long run. Whether that's through marriage or just through long-term dating or long-term coupling, however you want to phrase it, I'm curious to see whether or not we're getting better at meeting people who are right for us, thanks to technology. So if we're going to talk about the future of marriage, naturally we've got to address the future of childbearing as well, because it seems like the two would go together pretty well. So my question about the future of childbearing is whether or not, with the genetic technology that we now have, and thinking about where we can take it in the future, will we be able to raise a group of super children with all the different physical and intellectual features that we could possibly dream of? For instance, me, of course, I would like to have a brunette, tall, podcasting capable daughter to raise as a clone of myself. Not really, because I'd probably hate her. But I think it'll be interesting to see how far we will take genetic technology, because I think that we will be able to, in the future, go in and tinker with embryos and stem cells and all of that and create these super kids, if you will. But the question is whether or not medical ethics will allow it. And based on the kind of issues that have come up so far with parents not being allowed to go in and request certain eye color, hair color, and things like that, I don't think that it's necessarily going to happen. But super kids just also sounds sort of terrifying in a way, because they'll be smarter than us. And do we really want our kids to be smarter than us in the future? I don't think so.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit HowStuffWorks.com. And don't forget to check out our other podcasts free on iTunes.